Hey, my YouTube family, I am here with another review for our show, Married at First Sight. So, this particular episode is called Intimacy, and they are getting down to basically the nitty gritty of what's going on with these relationships, intimately, physically, and intimately, emotionally. So, first they touch with Courtney and Jason, and they have a really good connection, but they seem to yet have opened up to each other fully. Jason doesn't really want to talk about some things, so they're kind of like in limbo. Um, Doug and Jamie have not met on an intimate level, but they are getting to the point where they're comfortable with each other and liking each other. And then we have Vaughn and Monet. Vaughn and Monet are going through whatever they're going through, and they're just kind of patching things up rather than getting things all out. And then when they do say things, they're saying things that are not necessarily what they want, what they mean. It's just kind of like in the heat of the moment, you say things and you're mad, and then they cover it up with sex. So that's the first segment. Let's see what else happens. So Vaughn and Monet got to meet with the sexologist, one of the experts of the experiment, and she spoke with them individually and collectively. And I think to me it feels like they're kind of putting on a front for her. They say things that seem genuine and like they're trying to work it out, but to me I don't feel like they both got that wall up and they're just not. I had so much hope for them in the beginning, but like I said, I'm just kind of over them. They're not trying. They're not putting forth the effort that they said that they would put forth in the experiment. They both have their walls up. I'm just not seeing that this being the thing for them. So then we move along to Doug and Jamie. And Jamie is meeting with Doug's sister and his brother. And, they were talking about her at the wedding and, oh, the softball game. She asked them how about the softball game, and they were like telling him about it or whatever. And then towards the end, they asked her, was she going to come to Easter? And she said, no, unfortunately, she had to work. And then Kaden gave her the look. The family is really getting on my nerves with this whole giving her that look when it comes down to her working. She works as a nurse in a hospital. At hospitals, there is no holidays. Let me repeat, Doug's family, there are no holidays. It's a regular old work day that things happen. Actually, more things happen on holidays when you work because people stab herself with the turkey baster. I'm not even trying to get into all of that, but they act like they don't understand that she's going to have to work on holidays. Yes, it's a big family thing, and I don't feel like she's shying away from it. She is slowly building up to Doug and his family, so y'all have to have an open mind, but don't look at her crazy when she says she got to work on Easter. Anyway, I digress. Moving on. Bottom Monet have the ending results are, I don't know. She's giving them their thing. She feels still try. Let's try this again. She still feels sort of hopeful for them that they could work out their issues and get everything together. But like I said in the previous clip, I'm not feeling it. So Jamie and Doug got a chance to meet with the sexologist, and when she asked them to say the three things about each other, they nothing but complimented each other. Um, the sexologist feels like that Doug is very smitten with her, but Jamie is still very guarded. Like some of the things she said, she was like, well, I still go in the bathroom and change and be like, don't come out, and things of that nature. So she's just hoping that Doug doesn't get hurt, which I hope that Doug doesn't get hurt either. But I'm hopeful for them. I'm very, very hopeful for them. So now we've moved on to Jason and Courtney. And Jason and Courtney feels like she wish she could change her schedule so they could spend more time together. Um, She asked Jason were they sexually compatible, and that's where it stopped there. And I don't like the look on his face, but this is television. Okay, so this is getting a little interesting. So, she finished with Courtney and Jason, and she left them all the couples, a fishbowl. And let's try this again. A fishbowl experiment where they have these questions in the bowl and they have to answer them. Before then, she gave them their wedding pictures. So Courtney and Jason looked at their wedding pictures, and like I said in my first video or whatever video it was, they generally were in their wedding looked like a real wedding. So their wedding pictures look like you can show this off and nobody would know. They looked like they actually loved each other and they were in it. So they show that doggone Doug and Jamie, their wedding pictures, and she was like, "Oh, I just look like I didn't want to touch you." Oh, there actually is a good one. There actually was one good one in there, but the magic of the camera and the right angle, you can catch a good picture. But I was just like those when they were taking those pictures. I was just like, "Oh, they just look so uncomfortable." And then Vaughn and Monet, they were looking at theirs, and they was like, "Oh, we look like we're in prom." And he was like, "Look, we had some teens." So hopefully the way their reaction was to their picture, there seemed like that kind of rekindled why they were in this whole experiment thing in the first place, which I hope that helps them, but still not hopeful. But we will see. So now they've gotten to the fishbowl experiment for Doug and Jamie. First question out the box. These people have not been intimate in that bedroom type of way, as we know. And they're like, tell me the weirdest thing somebody's asked you to do while in bed. I was like, and she's like, yeah, she ain't gonna answer that question. If she does, it's gonna be up, oop, eep, oop, 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 the whole time, but we will see. Alrighty then. So they're, like I said, starting to do the visual experiment. Of course, like I said, Jamie was not gonna answer that question, but Doug answered it. And he was messing with somebody. I don't know. She wanted him to claw him. No. Then we went to Jason and Courtney. Jason is starting to open up to Courtney more after meeting with Dr. Logan. That was the expert. And he took her to Coney Island, somewhere she's never been, and that's just a part of his neighborhood, part of how he grew up. They ate hot dogs. It was really cute or really sweet. Vaughn and Monet, they're doing the game. And they are seeming more open now. Thank God Dr. Logan helped them be more open. And so there were, what's something about intimacy, what's the most sensual thing? I don't know. Don't ask me exactly what the question was. But his answer was um, making love in the shower. Her answer was no, really making love to somebody, lights on, seeing the body, being really sensual, whatever, to each his own. Anyway, so then they opened up another question. If you knew tomorrow was the last day of the world, what would you do today? And he was like, I really like family, whatever, but I'm going to send them the video chat. I'm going to like see Vegas, max out the credit cards. I'm like, you with me? We finna wild out, ball out. I was like, yes. He's so funny. She didn't have that look on her face like, oh, are you serious? But I mean, he was honest and it was fun. We got to Courtney and Jason. They started answering the questions. Theirs was what is the best, something about something, I don't know, but it was his things of that. The best thing that he had done was participate in the spirit, because everything, like I said, everything in their relationship has gone. He couldn't see himself being with anybody else, and it was so perfect. And by far, so far, everything was perfect, and this is the best decision that he's made. So this is where we are. I'm really liking this segment of it. It has me smiling, cheesing, loving it. Let's see what else happens. Okay, people, what the heck happened?
I don't know.
What happened?
I still don't know.
Anyway, what happened with Vaughn and Monet? Now, most of the time I do not agree with Vaughn, but I think he was absolutely right. He's been gone for 2 days. He walked in the house, he's like, hey, he's excited to see you. And you're like, oh, the girls are coming over tonight. Really, the girls could have came over them 2 nights that he was gone. Really, girl, what is wrong with you? And then it starts this whole freaking argument. I'm losing hope for them, losing hope for them. So we move on to Doug and Jamie, and they decided to take a dance class together because their first dance was so horrible when they had the wedding. And I thought that was really cute and a nice way to start their intimacy since they haven't been intimate. Getting closer, make her comfortable because she's still really uncomfortable but likes him. You know that awkward stage feeling when you first start feeling somebody. But anyway, so and the studio agreed to use the song that she had wrote for the wedding. So I think that's a good turn, a good start. They laughed, they giggled, they danced. And that is the end of the show. I'm really excited for next week's episodes because it looks like Vaughn and Monet is gonna make another turn, and Doug is gonna get to meet Jamie's family, and I don't know what's going through Jason's head, but I'm excited for next week. So please comment, rate, subscribe, social media, all that. We'll talk to you next week.